Good evening. Tonight I want to talk about the word grace. The word grace is a church word, but it really just means unmerited favor, receiving something you didn't deserve. It's often confused with the word mercy, which is not getting something you did deserve. So if grace is receiving a gift in lieu of punishment, then mercy is avoiding the punishment. They kind of go hand in hand. But grace is a word that we often use and associate with salvation, because it took salvation from a holy God through grace from his Son Jesus Christ. So Ephesians 2:8 says, "For it is by grace that you have been saved through faith. And this is not of yourselves, but is a gift of God." It's not about my own works, anyone's works, that they are saved for eternal life through grace. By and large, the church has, some cases rightfully so, received a black eye for being considered judgmental. Now, I'm not talking about staying on the truth and speaking truth, because the Westboro Baptist Church has received lots of publicity for being those who speak the truth. The problem is they don't do it in love. They judge, they point fingers, they attack, and they consider themselves better than those who they're attacking. And really, we're not better. As Christians, we're just saved. Going back to what I said earlier in Ephesians 2:8, we're saved by grace through faith. So as a believer, I have to take a step to advance that conversation about grace. We're talking tonight in our small group about a study we're doing right now with Tony Evans in 1 John, talking about policing or not policing those who are caught in their sin by judging them. As a church, that's what they see. They assume that we're all judgmental, and that isn't the case. That's not true. So I said those who are living lives defined by sin, whatever that sin is, that's keeping them from moving forward and receiving the gift of salvation, it is because they know their life is a mess. They get it. They don't need to hear it from me and point my finger saying, your life's a mess. They know it. Their conscience is screaming at them, their life's a mess. Either they refuse to listen, or they are just so beaten down by the world, they're just not going to be able to change without help, as any of us could. We couldn't save ourselves. If we could, we would have before it came time. But we can't. And that's where grace comes in. Grace is that flow. It's a constant flow. Not a one-time event. It's a constant flow. If you think about when you were kids, or you're watching your own kids, they play in the backyard near kind of a bucket of water, a pool of water, or even like a brook or a stream if you're out in the country. And they're playing, and their toys, and their toys are near the water, and there's mud there, and the toys are getting all dirty. So what do? They take the toys, and they dunk it in the water, and they clean it off. Wow. Just like that, they're back to brand new again. Well, that's what we are. Even though we're saved, we live our lives in a very dirty place. It's called living in the world. And the world is full of dirt, and we get dirty living there. So we make bad choices, make wrong decisions. We have good intentions. They fall short, and we get dirty. Well, we're like those little toys where God just takes us, dunks us back under the water, and cleans us up again. It's a constant flow. It's not an event we're waiting for God to do it again. It's already done. That's the action. That's the visual. Is that we're that constant flow of water that flows over us, that keeps us clean. That flow is Jesus Christ. That Him living in our lives is that flow that keeps us from living in that dirt where we find ourselves sometimes. So the question is, are you living in grace, and are you extending that same grace to others? Or are you living in condemnation and judgment? And is that what people see when they see you coming as a Christian? Which way are you living? Grace or judgment? Have a good night.